People. Que pasa, say what they do. Now, people, there's a thing that is called desperate times calls for desperate measures. And we've seen that since the return of school, all of these children are acting like they have lost their mind, them mad, them sick, them head no good. We see students a get juk up, student losing their life. Girl a fight girl in a school, boy a fight boy, them a stab up each other. People, it is getting out of hand. So therefore, it seems as if the Ministry of Education then put on them foot. And going forward, it is said that all of these schools will be retrofitted with some sort of metal detector. And all students going into school, they will be searched. Now, people, I am going to tell you about a policy change that is made by a specific school, that is Porus High School. If them find you with any sorts of phone, first offense, them take away the phone for 5 days. Second offense, the phone is going to be confiscated for the whole term. Third offense, that student is going to be suspended for 3 days, and the phone will be taken away until the end of the school year. So the whole school year. There will be no photograph or videos taken of the premises of the school. If that device is found to be in breach, the phone will be taken away, the picture or the video will be removed by the Dean of Discipline. Student is going to get suspended for 3 days. The next thing, no Bluetooth devices, no sorts of recording electronic devices on the school premises. After that device is taken away, the phone, the school will not be liable for the phone if it is lost or if it is damaged. Them not in any sorts of talk. Once them suspend, you put them for 3 days. The student, parent will have to come in, sign some sort of contract for say, listen, if them do it again, more than likely they are going to be suspended indefinitely. People, do you think that this is fair? Now, people, when we look at what is going on with these schools, and it was bad before, however, after the Big C situation, it seems as if it kind of tickled them brain. It seems as if they were frustrated. It seems as if all that pent-up anger, all that pent-up frustration, all that pent-up testosterone, even in the girl them, it seems as if everybody come in at the school and them want to unleash them anger. And who are the persons that they are taking out their anger on? Fellow students, the teachers, and even security. I have even seen videos in which the popo and student getting all sorts of entanglement. I am speaking about a popo that have him badge, have on him uniform, so therefore it is not as if the student did not know. However, people, they just don't care. And people, when we think about it, what is the problem? The problem is a dysfunctional home that they are coming from. The problem is a lack of foundation in these homes. The problem is the lack of parental guidance. Because, let's face it, we see children having children, and even some big man and big woman, them just like some sort of pitney. They are irresponsible, they are negligent, they are nonchalant about everything. Now, people, the sad thing about the whole situation is that it is not just one school or one specific set of school. It is not just town school or country school. This is a nationwide phenomenon of madness. So it seems as if everybody have lost their mind. And people, when we look at what is going on in the nation on a whole, we see that it is very indisciplined. We see that it is very violent. We see that the whole society is barbaric. So therefore, when these picnic go out them yard, them hear all sorts of fighting, mother and father, matey and wifey, whatever. in the lane mouth. People just sit down and talk each other business, all sorts of dispute. Upon the street, taxi man a kick off with the next taxi man or next passenger. In the office, it is just the same thing. There is so much hostility in Jamaica. So people, it is a reflection of life in Jamaica and people. It is very disturbing. And unless we get our act together, it is going to be problematic. It is going to get worse going forward. Point blank and period. Have you noticed that one of the very disturbing trends that we see in all of this? Most of the videos that we see on social media. Most persons, they don't try to part it. They don't try to stop it. They don't try to separate the two people or the gang that is going at it. It is more like videotaping. It is more like encouraging. It is more like hyping it up. It is more like they do not care if somebody actually lose their life, get hurt. They are so much in this trance. They are so fascinated, so intrigued by the whole act of anger, whole act of violence that they have lost their mind, they have lost their way, they have lost their will. No sorts of morals, no sorts of ethics. And even the people that try separate, they are few and far between. It is as if they don't even exist. It is as if they kind of feel hopeless. I better allow them to wildebeest, them to wild animal, before me end up getting hurt or getting mobbed by the persons that are interested in seeing these acts. Point blank and period. So people, the moral of the story is this. We see that our educational system and the schools, they will now have to be operated like the penal institution. Meaning that every time you go through the gate, you have to be searched, metal detector. So therefore, they are doing all sorts of stuff to prevent these kids from taking out each other or even hurting themselves. And just to give you a picture of some of the stuff that was found lately, just in the past couple of days when the Popo did some sorts of raid at some sort of school in a Spanish town, look at your screen right here, and this is what we find. Now people, like me say, it does not say much when we say that the schools are going to be operated like the penal institution, meaning the big yard. Because the truth and the fact is that we've seen all sorts of videos circulating all over social media upon the news in which inmates have all sorts of money, inmates have on all sorts of name brand clothes, name brand shoes, jewelry. Inmates have everything, cell phone, inmates having all sorts of social media handle in which they are operating from the big yard. And what is very disturbing about the whole thing is that we know that everything that we see in Jamaica, once it flares up, there is going to be some sort of 9-day talk. They are going to take action. They are going to make it seem as if they are doing their job. They are going to make it seem as if they are addressing the situation. However, as soon as it calms down, it is going to be back to square one, point blank and period. Now before I move to the next part of my video, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source, and I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. And also, please subscribe to this channel, and when you subscribe, please press the notification bell or icon, and also press all in the option. Now the next thing that is popping in the news is this phenomenon, very disturbing, that we see in Jamaica, especially as it pertains to students. We saw that at William Nib High School in Trelawney, one student juke up a next person. He did not make it. He was gone because of some sort of gathering. However, we've seen videos in the news on social media with all sorts of gangster sing the songs to them, guard up. And then we see the Popo take them away. Some people, we see that there's been a dispute between the church and also your neighborhood Obeahman / prophet. As to the pros and cons, of course, the church is talking about the cons, and then the prophet is talking about the pros because he is on a promotional campaign. So people, take a listen, take a look to what the prophet / Obeahman is saying about the gathering, and then I'll give my piece.
The me should have load one ring here right now. That load that stay in that ring indefinitely. If you're lassie and a man find it and go see, go bed, or go in the kitchen, go hang the salt, and the salt touch his hand with the ring depend, he guard him too. Every man have a right to protect themselves, and it's not by age, it's by birth. Satan after you, and wicked people after you. So you have to guard from either one or the other. And if you have a good guard, you're being protected from the two. Because Satan are going to do everything to win your soul. And man are going to do everything to kill you. Hello, man for better looks. Hello, the thing hot.
Now people, we understand that this man is in the business of selling dreams. This man is all about profit, the profit. So therefore he is going to say what sells his products. And they say that believe KILLS and it also cures. So therefore it is what you believe. And people know that most persons, educated, they are very vulnerable, they are very gullible. So therefore they are going to tell them what they want to believe. So therefore people buy into stuff because it fits their agenda. It makes them feel as if they are protected. And people, one thing we know about most of these criminals, based on their action, is that they are not the brightest bulb in the ceiling. They are not the sharpest tool in the shed. They are some set of yes men. They are easily manipulated. So therefore, people will tell them any sorts of things and they will believe it because it is in their best interest, their agenda of safety. However, people, it usually don't work out like that. Now, people, take a listen, take a look to what the pastor has to say, and then I'll give my piece.
A lot of them from Spanish Town who said they were wearing guard rings, I buried them at Dovecut and Meadows and number 5. So if that's your belief, it is harming our young people.
Now people, like me say, one side, the prophet for profit, sell dreams, sell BS. The church more than likely have your best interest at heart for the most part. So therefore, this man is making you know that, listen, stop buying this BS. Stop believing in this FUCKRY. Now the man of the cloth did not use that specific word, but I did. He is letting you know that, listen, a lot of the people that you see, whenever them have the final send-off, him bury them along with the gathering. So apparently, it did not work out too well. It was not in their best interest. The person that take them out is either more guarded than them or was just wiser than them. Did not believe in the FUCKRY, like I said. Some people at the end of the day, like I said, believe KILLS and it also cures. And in a lot of these circumstances, we see a lot of these students losing their life because of the gathering. And also a lot of these gangster, bad men, gunmen, them lose them life because they believe. However, in the case of them, it did not cure them. It did not solve their problem. However, it did KILL them, point blank and period. So anyways, people, that is my views on the whole thing as it pertains to that. And like me say, it is just my views and opinion. It is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Bless up.